Hello everyone. Today we'll talk about impact of globalization on religion. So we are living in the times where we see that the world is connected through internet, through technology, scientific innovations. We're talking about bullet trains, but at the same time we are also witnessing episodes like Love Jihad and Ghar Wapsi and so on. So how is this strange thing happening together? One side it's about technology, science, media and so on, and at the same time we also witness religious influence. So this is what we call as resurgence or coming back of religion, which is going to be the topic for the day. So the objectives would be to understand that when the face of globalization started emerging at a very fast pace, it impacted religion. First was the world witnessed declining of religion. So we'll be talking about this decline. And secondly, we saw that religion somehow came back in various, it manifested back in various forms. So this will focus upon today. Religion is the cultural institution built around the idea of connecting living beings with supernatural power. It has always governed human phenomena, and it has always explained what is correct, what is not correct. Religion has always been out from the purview of science, as there has been no logic behind the supernatural powers and the God that exists somewhere beyond. But despite that, from times immemorial, religion has governed all aspects of human life. And it's very interesting that in the previous times, in the pre-industrial times, it was the religion that decided the laws, that decided the education, that decided policy, that decided economy. So it was involved in all aspects of human life. And in the Western Europe, it was the church that ruled upon the state, and not the state that governed the church, but the opposite. Religion told us the righteous way to live lives. It governed all institutions like polity, intellect, and also the very small aspects of human life. The punishments were decided by religion, the laws were decided by religion. So it was supreme. However, when the civilizations moved further, and as Auguste Comte says, that society moved from theological stage to metaphysical to scientific. So the values and virtues of critical thinking, rationality, scientific temper, questioning came over, and gradually religion started declining. From the advent of 18th century, that we call as the era of enlightenment, with coming of French Revolution, Industrial Revolution, it was seen that the virtues and attributes of rationality, critical thinking, questioning, scientific temper, they came over. And religion started losing its authority over all those areas that it governed earlier. And it was seen that in Europe, the state and the religion got separated, and all institutions came out from the metrics of religion. The process whereby religion lost its authority and its importance over different facets of human life is called as secularization. So in this era where we call that technology has taken over, where we see trade is happening at a very higher pace, exchange is happening at a global level, internet has taken over. So scholars felt that religion will gradually decline. So this phase they called as secularization. However, some of them even felt that religion will gradually disappear, as the large generation of social theorists believed that religion will ultimately disappear and virtues of modernity will take over in this era of globalization. However, things didn't turn out the way they predicted. It was opposite. Religion first declined and then it came back. So today we'll talk about two major implications of globalization on religion. First, we'll be focusing on the secularization and how this secularization was felt and taken so seriously, and then how the scholars felt that no, it is religion has not declined and it has come back in the form of resurgence, that we call as religious resurgence. The first impact of globalization on religion was that it lost its significance, and scholars called it as a process of secularization. Now, this secularization happened at two levels: macro level and micro level. At macro level, it was seen as coming of autonomous institutions that were freed from the metrics of religion. Institutions like polity, like lawmaking agencies, education, they all established without any control and any dominance from religion. Religion remained, but religion was a separate institution. Now, no more controlling authority in other aspects. And there was seen the privatization of religious beliefs and practices at macro level. For instance, if we talk in Indian context, it is like Diwali is commercialized. It's not just about the religious belief. Diwali is celebrated with lots and lots of economic exchange. Karwa Chauth is commercialized. Navratra thalis are sold. Death practices are sold in a way that the sacred specialists who assist the bereaved in doing those rites and practices, they charge high amounts. So there is so much of commercialization. So market forces have intervened in the religion rather than religion governing economy or other aspects. At micro, the individuals were seen coming out of the purview of religion. So how would they come out of religion? It was that it was no more the religious orientation or religious influence on individual decisions in everyday life. For instance, if somebody would want to have a job outside one's hometown, he would decide on the basis of logic and not on the basis of his religious orientation. Merit took over the birth. For instance, somebody is not getting opportunities on the basis of what religion he belongs to, caste he belongs to, or what gender he belongs to. It would be based upon one's qualifications, one's merit, one's skill. So this way we saw that at individual level also the religious forces, the religious orientation started declining, and scholars, they believe that this is going to last for a longer time, and in this so-called modern times, religion will gradually disappear. In the later years of 20th century, there was a setback for the proponents of secularization. As incidents like 9/11 happened, religious terrorism became so popular, many new cults developed, religious attendance to affiliation to different religious organizations increased worldwide. So this was a kind of setback for those who felt that religion will gradually decline in the face of modernization. Rather, it came back in certain ways. So this is this major second impact of globalization on religion, that religion came back, and this coming back of religion is explained as religious resurgence. Therefore, religious resurgence is defined as a process whereby religion comes back in the way of religious values, its impact on society again, and as a counter process to secularization. Now, this religious resurgence was not seen at only one part of the globe. Rather, it was a phenomena that happened in the West, in the East, in almost all parts of the world. And scholars, they identified certain indicators on which they measured that yes, religion has come back. Let's take up these indicators one by one. First of all, it was seen that there has been a fall in atheism. More and more people across the globe have started believing in religion rather than going away from it. And the figures show that there is decline in the atheist population in the world from 4.5% in 1970 to only 2% in 2010. Another research has shown that in English-speaking countries, people have started liking topics like God, religion, and there is decline on the discussion on topics like atheism and anti-religion. Rather, they've started taking more interest in the topics related to religion and God and afterlife and supernatural powers. And in Russia in particular, there has been huge decline in the atheist population. Secondly, there is increase in religious adherence, which means that people have started attending religious organizations now all the more than before. So it is not about falling of religion, rather rising. There is increase in religious fundamentalism and convertivism, which means that everywhere it has been seen that in different parts of the world, Western countries, Eastern countries, there is increase of more people are affiliating to different religious groups. There is increase in the number of new cults and new sects that has emerged in this very phase. Then there is also increase in immigration. So due to people immigrating from one place to another, they're also carrying their religious beliefs to one place to another. So there has been increase in the number of sects and cults in Islam, in Christianity. Hinduism has spread, especially in the countries like India and eastern areas. Christianity has actually made its comeback through its widespread all over. This coming back of religion or religious resurgence has been measured on another indicator, which was not there earlier actually. It is religious terrorism. Suddenly in this phase of modernization and globalization, events like 26/11, attack on school children at Peshawar, at a public place in Paris, and so on. There are so many attacks and terrorist activities happening in the name of religion, which clearly indicates that religion has not lost its significance. Rather, it has existed and it has come back in a much more rigorous way. Another indicator on which scholars have measured the coming back of religion is the rise of new kinds of religious movements and spirituality. So suddenly in this phase, when we talk of globalization, there is so much increase in spiritual leaders, gurus, organizations like Krishna Foundation, Brahmakumaris, then Art of Living. So a new kind of connection with supernatural being is being seen, which is becoming very popular and is gaining momentum everywhere. So this is not something that religion is going back or is being replaced by virtues of rationality or critical thinking. Rather, this new kind of faith is being developed with God, and new mechanisms are evolved for that. So therefore, it is believed that on this indicator also, where we are seeing rise of spirituality and new kinds of spiritual movements, the religion is coming back. Lastly, another indicator on which religious resurgence is measured is seen as the way religious values and practices and beliefs are portrayed in media in contemporary times. There is so much importance given to the rituals related to death, birth, marriage, and they are showcased and portrayed as very important part in our daily soaps, in our Bollywood movies. And interestingly, all these TV shows where religion is portrayed in so much of details are more popular, and they have more TRPs than other shows. So therefore, it can be concluded that as it was felt by the proponents of secularization, that religion will ultimately disappear in this new age. But something opposite has happened, where the religion has manifested itself back in not just the way it was earlier, but rather more intensely and in more ways. Let's try to understand why this happened. When we are in this modern world where there are so many comforts, where our life is driven by technology, we have best of automobiles, best of information technology, we are always connected with everyone on the globe, then it was very easy for religion to disappear, and those things which are not logical, the things which do not have proof, why do we need to have them back in life? So scholars tried to answer this also. Why this happened, that religion ultimately flashed back, and that too in the higher intensity? Because in this modern times, while we were enjoying the comforts, while we had best of technology and the most easy life, people could ever imagine. At the same time, it also gave us so much of isolation, so much of the society fragmented, people left to individualism rather than collectivism. So there was a need to bank on something again. And this something is always religion, because religion gives a sense of solace. Explaining the cause of religious resurgence, very famous scholar Samuel P. Huntington and Keppel have given certain reasons. They believe that religion regained popularity because in modernity the society became disenchanted and fragmented, and on the contrary, religion offers comfort in the situation of crisis. So in this much hyped consumerist and materialistic world, people prefer to resort back to religion for solace. So Huntington in particular notes, in the face of much hyped consumerism and materialism, people have started searching for new sources of identity, new forms of stable community, and new sets of moral precepts to provide them with the sense of meaning and purpose. There is a quest for some higher explanations about man's purpose and about why we are here. And Keppel, in his work on the revenge of God, notes that growing numbers of people around the globe are becoming disenchanted with the effect of secularism on our modern world, the fragmentation of society, the weakening of social cohesion, the absence of noble ideas worth pursuing, the lack of solid values, the social acceptance of what was formerly considered perversion, the spread of crime, and the lack of effective punishment, the emptiness of consumerism and materialism, the breaking down of the welfare state, the failure of communalism, the chaos in schools, and the breakdown of families is the reason for religious resurgence. In the nutshell, we can say that when this globalization era started emerging and when society entered at the phase which we call as the phase of modernization, first it was felt that religion has declined its importance, and it was seen at both the macro level and at the micro level. At macro level, it was seen as the emergence of institutions which were free from the matrix of religion, and at the individual level, it was seen as the individual's decisions, everyday life choices were now no more based upon religious orientation, but on the attributes of rationality, logic, and critical thinking. This phenomena of globalization, while it led to the high economic growth, global exchange, increase of technology, multinational companies, transnational companies, making life very easy and comfortable, but at the same time, it created a void. It led to the breakdown of the collective systems that religious values had created. It created a sense of vacuum in individuals. At the time of crisis, they could not bang on anything. They could not bank on anything. They could not rely on anything. All traditional support systems that were value-based kind of shattered. So gradually in the late 19th and early 20th century, it was felt that people started appraising religion again, and it saw its comeback in a different frequency, and it manifested itself in different ways. This comeback scholars have measured through different indicators like fall of atheism, increase in religious adherence, more membership of church, more visiting religious organizations, people having more attendance at the places of religion, more spreading of more cults and sects, coming of spiritual movements and growing of spiritual leaders, and so on. So ultimately, globalization impacted religion in two ways. Initially, in the initial phase, religion declined, its importance reduced, institutions got separated from the matrix of religion, individuals became more self-centered, more rational, but gradually religion saw its coming back again in the same phase of globalization. It appeared back as a phenomena called as religious resurgence. So we are living in the world where we are enjoying the global connectivity, and at the same time we are also making connections with